About that 631.
Yo, my man.
Yeah. Hello. See if this thing's working right. Man, it likes a lot of voltage, this thing. Wow. Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah, the path is very good at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's banging, as they say. You're sounding great tonight.
Roger, right on. I was just about to tell you the same thing, but I sent you that Watergate, and I think you already know it.
Well, I could do a little Watergate for you if you'd like to see what you're doing here. I'll start it when I finish talking here. Or here, I'll send it right to you. I'm gonna start rolling.
Wow. I'll tell you what, the SNR, the noise, my usual noise crap is gone. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm using well, you saw what I'm doing here. Anyway, okay, well, I'll take that. Thank you very much. I like to do my candid Watergates. I never tell anybody when I'm going to record them. I usually wait for them to say something really stupid, and then I put it on the internet. Yeah, 631 from 507 down here in Macy-Dixie line. Warming up for the classic radio roundup, which starts in 30 seconds.
Nice.
Where the hell's all my noise?
I don't know, that noise that I was talking about before, like I heard it coming in, it would go like every couple seconds, and then it would get, more and more, and until it finally kicked on and started charging whatever it was. But then it went away.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You don't want to have to deal with that tonight. Yeah, well, until the path changes or the world ends, we'll be good as long as nobody sets off a dirty bomb or puts fentanyl in our water supply. We're good.
Man, I was driving by that nuclear power plant that's over here today. And it was just like crazy driving around, like all the transmission lines coming out of there and everything. And then you look over and you see it, just like, it's like there's a lot of electricity around here.
Yeah, well, big brother, you're using about half of it right now.
One. Not really. We got, what is that? 3.18 watts carrier.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I got somewhere here's 3.18 watts. I think the pilot lamp.
Yeah, I might have the decimal in the wrong spot.
Roger. Well, you already went from S9.5 down to 8.5. Just exactly what I expect.
Well, that's okay, because the power drifts up over the course of the night. So, as the path, flattens out, my power will drift up, so it's good,
Oh, yeah, you got manic depressive transistors.
Yep. I don't know what's going on with this exciter, but it works pretty good. Sounds decent. I'm really, really driving it hard with audio, and it's not breaking up in any objectionable way, so that's kind of nice. It's bassy as hell.
Oh, man, there's nothing wrong with the tone coming out of that. It's got very nice highs, the compression, there's no funk. No nothing, man. It's over 100%, whatever. I tell you what, if my radio worked that good, I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, man. I got all my knobs just chilling. just chilling. And I got echo.
Oh yeah, I think I heard a break in there. Oh, I'm pretty sure Pete's getting ready to start the classic radio roundup. Any second now.
Break channel.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Red Baron over here in Downtown. Greetings. Red Baron audio. I just wanted to pop in here and say hello.
Yeah, hi Red Baron. Banging in here, Dixon line 507. Are you hearing the guy I'm talking to?
Absolutely. I've been listening in for a few minutes.
Say hello to Red Baron, Billy, and tell him where you are.
Audio check. Yeah, howdy there, Red Baron. 631 over here in New Jersey. Just barely into New Jersey, near Phillipsburg. It's kind of right on the border there. Somewhat near Easton. But you're making a good trip over here. Red Baron, 631. Hey, 631, yeah, you're making a good trip to Downingtown, center Chester County in Pennsylvania. We're about 35 miles west of Center City, Philadelphia. Oh, okay, yeah, so not too close, but you're right in my, I have a real nice shot to the south down there from where I am. I have a little bit of elevation over the average terrain, and it's pretty clear shot south. So yeah, we're enjoying that. You're sounding great over here. Hey, thanks for the congratulations there. But yeah, we're primarily just listening in, and I just want to throw a greeting out there before things get rolling here, and I'm sure they will pretty soon. I just wanted to say hello to you because perhaps we've spoken before, perhaps not. I don't recall. But yeah, your friend 80 Red Baron, and over here in Downtown. I'm going to step back and open the channel up, the frequency for other people.
Hello, Red Baron. Countywide.
Hey, countywide, Red Baron waving a hand. Yeah, I missed a few of these. I just wanted to say hello and pop in there. My radio room is currently being used by my in-laws are in from Germany, and they're using my radio room as a bedroom. So that's where things go.
Well, sometimes we have to make these sacrifices for the greater good. Nothing can be done about it. And yeah, it's okay to miss a roundup or two. Just don't miss too many of them. Good to hear your voice here on the Classic Radio Roundup there, Red Baron. Hope all's well on your end, even though your life is being disrupted and kicked out of your radio room. But it'll go back to normal before long. Countywide.
Radio right there, countywide. I want to step back here and get a bowl of cashews, and I'll be listening in back on the side.
Hello, Rooster.
Hello. And
Roger. 10-4.
Roger D.
All right, so the mystery radio sounds like something with a D104 on it. Maybe a tube radio with a clipper in it.
Well, you're correct on the microphone, but you're way off on the radio. Solid state, tiny little box, Cobra 19, not even an S meter.
Oh, all right, I don't even know what that looks like. I have to look at it to see what the heck it is. Well, it sounds just like an old tube radio.
That's because it's a 23 channel radio, even though it's solid state. 23 channels always sound better for whatever reason. Well, not always, but almost always. But yeah, it's nothing special. volume squelch, channel selector, and no meter.
Yeah, Cobra 19s are one of my favorite radios. That was the first CB I ever had. Well, actually, that's not true. It's the first, CB I ever had that I tried to turn up.
I bet this is a prime candidate for external modulation.
Yeah, it makes a good key down radio. Those things are some of the loudest radios I've ever heard were Cobra 19s.
You know, it amazes me. You know, of all the radios I've had come and go, and through here, it's funny. Some of the most unassuming radios sometimes turn out to be some of the best.
Ringer.
Come on, Rooster.
Yeah, how's this old tube amp sound?
Sound good to me. I can't give you a signal reading though, because I got no meter.
Yeah, it's an XL 450.
Well, you're loud, and it's clear, so it's kind of what you want.
Runner mod linear?
Say what?
Runner mod? Runner mint? So
I don't know what you're saying.
VARMINT.
Still don't know what you're saying. What are you talking about?
The name of the amp. Varmint?
Oh, a varmint. Oh, the amp is a varmint. Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were going. I missed something somewhere.
Yeah, it's an XL 450. 4 tubes.
Yeah, that's a standard kind of arrangement. CV amp, one drive and 3 sweep tubes.
Well, there's a XL 1000 for sale somewhere.
Yeah, too pricey to retube them things anymore.
What's that?
The tubes for them cost way too much anymore.
Yeah, the tubes for this is $300 for all of them. Yeah. It's not 350, 400, That's for new ones.
Where's Sandbagger? He checked in yet?
Now, where's JR?
Where's Wayne?
Wayne's room.
Party on.
I'm here. I'm just listening.
He might not make it.
Who's not going to make it?
I thought Sandbagger said he might not make it on Sunday night. He said something about might not make it.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. I just don't remember. My mind is like a sieve.
You have to step it up then.
My mind is like a sieve. Yeah, we got to step up to the plate. If there's no Sandbagger, the rest of us got to carry the load. That means you too, Wayne.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds like the E-skip season is in full swing.
They should call it A-skip for annoyance.
I can hear like a full-on conversation on channel 11 and, this channel. It's kind of weird.
Good part. radio's not drifting, Pete.
Well, that's a good thing. Was it the same radio that you're using on the band we came from?
Yes, sir. Everything is exactly the same, including the relay that won't stay in. The only thing is I widen out the frequency response here because I won't get so many people crying.
I am using absolutely nothing the same, nothing shared from the band that we just came from.
Yeah, well, that makes good sense, and might not be the worst way to go.
Well, I've always looked at it. I got my CB radio station and I got my amateur radio station, and the two rarely mix.
Oh, yeah, 95% of ham radios sound like crap on AM, on CB, or anywhere else anyway.
Well, that may be true in the modern era, but that B&W sounds pretty damn good right here.
Yeah, that B&W, they ever even, CB was just a gleam in Dad's eye back when that B&W was minted.
There was no CB when it was minted. It's in that early vintage where 11 meters was a ham band. It's right on the dial.
Yeah, I got one of them too. Well, there was a CB band, but it was on UHF.
Yeah, and that's where those vocal lines that were all around. And I was, kind of like playing around in that sandbox back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I bought a pair of them vocal lines, got them working. They were crap. They were AM. They were drifty as all get out. And even with a good antenna, you had a range of about a mile.
I'm sorry, Pete, that your experience with UHF AM was not good. Why did they drift? They weren't crystallized?
Oh, I can't remember the details, but no, they weren't crystallized. It was some kind of, going back, dude, we're talking 25, 30 years ago now when I had those things. But they weren't crystallized. Some kind of, I'm making it up. I know I'm going to make it up. Some kind of reed something, or I don't remember. I don't remember. They didn't have crystals in them, but they were on a single frequency. But they were tuned some other way, and I don't remember what that was.
Yeah, I would think they would have had crystals and crystal ovens and everything else.
No, that was the problem. They didn't do it that way. That's why they were so damn drifty.
And then they landed up with 11 meters. This is what happens when you do things like that.
Yo, Pete.
When they made that UHF CB band, the technology just wasn't ready for it yet. It just wasn't ready.
Yo, Pete.
Oh, you, Pete.
Rooster!
Hey, you getting close to that radio?
Yes, you're next in the queue.
And
I was going to actually start working on it this past weekend, but you know how life gets involved and ruins your plans sometimes.
yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep, I'll get there.
No problem.
Hey, Joey,
What do you think about Billy's signal tonight, Pete? Does it seem to be where it used to be?
Well, I couldn't tell you by a meter reading because I don't have one on this radio. But he's the loudest sounding station for sure. I was going to ask him what his modulation percentage was. So obviously you're clued in that he's doing something.
I never said that, and if anybody asks me officially for the record, I won't say anything about it. But unofficially, He's doing something.
Yeah, he's doing something. Yeah, I'm trying to find information on these vocal lines, and it's kind of scanty. I found that they were on 465.5 with 300 milliwatts out. 300 milliwatts AM. Yeah, that's going to get you far on UHF.
Well, Pete, I'm just running my Cobra 148, and it happens to be doing. Well, I actually have a 250 milliwatt bird element in here, so I could tell you, doing like, I don't know, 17 milliwatts or so.
That's your drive power, right?
Yeah, that's the Cobra 148 that I'm using out here, and then that's driving, you know, the tubes that are doing 3.18 watts.
It's no fair, man. You're using military power. That's not like regular watts.
Oh, that brings up the often brought up argument about ham watts versus CB watts.
No, these are military watts. It's the Harris.
Break. Go ahead, break. Or not. Might have been one of those airplane guys. You hear them when the airplane's flying.
So these things had a directly modulated free running UHF oscillator.
Oh my god, yeah. No wonder they didn't work. Got no power and no stability, which means they probably had a pretty wide barn door IF on it, which wrecks the SNR even more.
Oh yeah. It was three tubes. What does it say? Three tubes. Super regen, 2-tube audio amp. The super regen tube is also used as the transmitter with the audio pair for modulation. Yeah, they weren't the greatest design. It was it wasn't UHF wasn't ready for prime time back in 1952 or whenever the heck these things were made.
Oh, what a piece of crap. A regen? Really? Man, yeah. Wow. No wonder. Yeah. That'd make a good wheel chock.
They were okay to use in the house as an intercom from the bedroom to the kitchen, but beyond that, they were pretty useless because they came with this little quarter wave antenna that plugged into the top. It was a Motorola, Motorola antenna jack, like car radios. So you could plug in an external antenna, but they came with this, antenna that just plugged in and set on the top. And if you use that antenna, they were great for in-house intercoms, but really not much farther than that.
Yeah, and then you get some guy running a microwave dish and repurpose a couple of klystrons or something like that, man, and they could key on you.
The key on top of one of those things would be no real accomplishment. You could do it now with a handheld Biofang and key down on it.
So I guess one of the features of Classic Radio Roundup is the coming weather report.
All I know is it's now going to be from wet to plain hot and humid.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking. It's going from wet, overcast to damn hot.
Well, at least I'm working inside now for a little while. It's like a hot, humid, big open warehouse space kind of deal, but at least it's inside.
Oh, that's good, man. That gig that you had, that was like the Bataan Death March for electricians you were doing.
Yeah, but, you know, it pays full rate. This one I'm on now is 75%.
Bastards.
Well, that's the amount of work that you should give them, 75%.
Yeah, believe it or not, that, you know, the foreman and everyone there, they're real cool. Like, you know, nobody's in a big rush or, you know, expects anything unreasonable. It's just kind of like, you know, show up, work, go home. It's kind of nice. Haven't really had too many jobs like that.
They don't want to kill you. You're now 5/9, Billy.
Well, hot dang. Look at me go. This is my 148 that I put in a 2 rack space like thing with 5 knobs on the front.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna argue with that. I gotta get me something more like that instead of this crap that I'm using. Yeah.
What you need is a Cobra 19. Takes up no real estate.
It's true, it is a badass radio.
And it's really small. Takes up no room on your desk.
Oh, speaking of roosters, we got a new rooster up the road a piece, and he don't sound like the old rooster. I don't know, man. I'm thinking all the newer roosters just don't have it like the older roosters. It's like everything else.
We got our own rooster right here in Boyertown.
Well, yeah, that's why I mentioned it. Yeah, Billy, that must be nice. You don't have to travel real far or any of the other crap. You don't have the sun beating down on you or a 10-foot tall reel of frickin' triple, quadruple-aught cable that weighs 1,100 pounds. If it falls over, it could kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really nice. It's about 30 minutes, which is sick. That's like about as close as it gets.
Yeah, man, you know, you're finding out that you don't know how to use all that extra time.
I don't know. I'm happy to get the hours, you know. Even if it's at reduced rate, it's the same amount of hours toward everything that I need, you know, goes by hours. You need to work a certain amount of hours to retain certain benefits, you know, so that's sick. That's what I need. And you know, I should say that's what I stress the most about. So it's cool.
Roger. So did you see where they took Iran's monetary stuff there? and reduced it to nothing?
Yeah, not really, but I'm gonna look into that. They've been doing it here too.
Yeah, well, they, I don't know who they is, so please don't ask. Even if I do know, I don't know. But they reduced their invisible currency to 0.
Well, I'm sure that doesn't go very smoothly.
Yeah, well, there's somebody out there sitting on a real pile of money, though. I wonder who.
I feel sorry for the everyday people in that country who have had to put up with this nonsense for the last 40 plus years with this religious zealots running the show. They took a pretty much a westernized country, prosperous, and in 40 years completely destroyed it.
That would be more like 46 years. The Shah's son is living in Virginia, and he's ready to go.
Well, it needs to be internal. We need to stay out of it. It needs to happen internally, and they let them change their own regime. Because I don't like when we do that, because it never works out well when we go in and regime change, and then it's some sort of puppet, and then they hate them, and it's just more hate, strife. It needs to happen internally. We need to stay out of it as far as that part of it goes, anyway.
Well, the Shah was put in, I think, by the CIA, so we're only going to back up to what happened with the CIA years and years ago with the son. But supposedly they have a whole interim government that's ready to go. And yes, staying out of crap like that is good. But when you bomb the crap out of a place like that, it creates a power vacuum, and it invites all kinds of bad people to come out of the woodwork. Kind of like Channel 11.
Oh yeah, that's the dangerous thing about power vacuums. You don't know who's going to come in and fill that vacuum. So yeah, you gotta be prepared for whatever. But yeah, I don't mind pushing events along. I just don't want to be seen as I don't know what they see us as. I guess the Great Satan or whatever. But when I was over in the first Gulf War, I served with another sailor who was over there in our Navy, but he had fled Iran in '79, so he was a Iranian naturalized American in the service over there. So he spoke fluent Arabic, so I always made sure I went out in town with him, let him do the haggling for me when I bought stuff. He was fun to hang out with. But oh yeah, he had no love for the current Iran and the Ayatollah and all that. And I'm sure he would like to go back if it ever became something other than a theocracy that it is. He was an interesting guy. He told me all kinds of stories in history about Iran before and after and whatnot. Pretty interesting. Get a first-hand account like that.
Yeah, talk about haggling and stuff. You ever like? Well, I'm sure you did. You got a good view of that. Not to get too ethnic, but man, those people are the toughest. You want to trade with them or something? They got everybody beat.
Yeah, but I also learned how to do it over there and what they expect. If you don't haggle and you just pay the first price of the ass, they really think you're an idiot. They expect some sort of haggling, and then depending on how good you are or whatever, the more respect they give you. But oh yeah, they expect you to haggle, and if you don't haggle, they just think you're an idiot.
whole culture thing is completely different. The other thing you said is about toppling leaders. You know, what was it? George Bush was advised to let Saddam's people take care of him. I wonder who advised him of that.
Well, that's what should have happened. And that was the difference between the first Gulf War and the second Gulf War. The first Gulf War, they wanted us over there because they didn't want Saddam taking over Kuwait. The Kuwaitis certainly didn't. Most of the other Arab nations didn't. They wanted us to shove him back in his box. And we did that. And they thanked us for it. But then when we came back around the second time with WMDs and, you know, getting rid of Saddam, that was a mistake. They were like, yeah, it's not your business.
Yeah, that's a sticking point for me, Pete. You know, and they talk about, well, there weren't any WMDs. Well, a freaking Scud missile, isn't that a WMD? I mean, maybe they jammed them all or something, but if they didn't, you know what I mean? Yeah, somebody made a lot of money on all that crap, and we may have been there for the wrong reason. It's people's lives. But it's like somebody flipped a switch with the noise that you hear in certain outlets, online mostly, that there weren't any WMDs. It was a big mistake. Well,
I'm still not convinced one way or the other with the WMDs. So, you know, I think there's more to the story than we know or will ever know. And all the evidence at the time pointed to the WMDs. So, I don't know. He was a bad character, and, you know, he needed to go anyway, but we shouldn't have been involved. We should have let his own people take care of it. And, yeah, but everybody was screaming about WMDs, and he's got nerve gas and sarin gas and mustard gas and blah-de-blah-de-blah. But none of that stuff ever turned up. And all their Scud missiles were conventional warheads. All the ones they used in the first Gulf War, they were all conventional warheads. There was no chemical weapons involved in any of that. So, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think things are, what's the word I'm looking for? Fabricated for our benefit. I don't know, to get the results that they want and the support that they need. But I up until that point, I probably believed or wanted to believe the things that my government was telling me, but still with skepticism. But after that, I don't trust a damn thing they say.
yeah, very interesting on your view of that. And I'm right there with you. I don't trust anybody, Pete. I trust you and Billy and maybe Rooster.
Well, you shouldn't trust me. I'm untrustworthy. I'm sneaky.
Listen, if I see open wire feeders going by my nice window outside, you know, looking at the garden, and I see that, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to know who it is.
Yeah, well, if my wife sees them first, you won't ever see them because she'll make them disappear.
It's your own fault for not telling her that there's 10,000 volts on that. Don't touch it.
That's what I should have done. I should have told her. I was like, that thing's got, yeah, that's high. You're going to kill yourself if you touch that. She knows better, though. She has her ticket, remember? So she has an understanding. She knows if I'm not home, there's nothing going on there. She knows not to touch it while I'm down here transmitting. I know she knows that. But, yeah, also on that, like, I was over there in the Middle East for a year during the first Gulf War. And, of course, it was all sorts of an adventure and everything like that. So, but then, all right, fast forward to the second Gulf War on the horizon. I was in the reserves at that point in a physical security unit, military police. And I was at 20 years service at that particular point in time, and my unit was going to get sent to Baghdad. to be policemen. I'm like, oh no, I know what it's like over there. It was great when they wanted us there. I know they don't want us there this time. Here's my retirement papers. Thank you very much. I'm not going to Baghdad. Thank you. Goodbye.
So they put a target on somebody else's uniform.
As long as I wasn't the target, because I would have been a target. Like, I don't really want to be a cop here in the United States. Like, okay, I would have done it. But I certainly don't want to be a cop in an Arab country where they don't want us there. Oh, no.
Yeah, anytime you want to say something nasty about a cop, you think about how many MPs and cops over the years have been targets for jackasses, you know, and kind of puts it in perspective. Oh, yeah, maybe that would make you a little touchy.
Yeah, I was going to stay in the reserves up until 30 years. That was my plan. Until they decided they wanted to ship my unit over to Baghdad and play policeman. I'm like, you know, I'm only doing this now for the retirement money and a little bit of extra spending cash. I have a career now. You know, I'm working at a power plant. This is my part-time gig. no, I'm not going to play policeman in Baghdad.
Yeah, if it comes with like a 20 millimeter skid plate, maybe.
I had some pretty sophisticated WMDs going on over there. You seen what they did to them rats. You know, and those things are made to take, you know, roadside bombs, and they even screw them things up.
Yeah, they are very good at blowing up stuff.
It's a shame that they're not as good at being civilized and, you know, innovative, and you know, I don't know. I don't know what they're. It's a strange thing. It's a strange thing over there. Like the United Arab Emirates is a good example. Like, look at them people. They took to, you know, modernizing and making a nice life, and everybody's making money and having a good time. Some of these other countries just can't seem to get it together, and I don't know why.
Hey, I got a jet, but it is nice talking to you guys. I'll catch you later. 631.
You're not allowed to go. It's too early.
What?
All right, there, Billy the Kid. Good to have you on, even though it's not the full duration, but glad to hear you sounding good, loud and proud on my Cobra 19 here in the volcano crater.
1111111. I'll catch you later, man. 63.
999.
Roger, right on, Billy. That thing sounds great, man. And you're holding in there, too, so I don't know what's going on with the path. But anyway, have a good rest of the week at work. Be in touch. Stay safe, man. Thanks for making the event here. Talk to you later. 5-7, Macy Dixie line.
The most popular program on Citizens Band Radio, Classic Radio Roundup, 27115, Channel 13.
This stupid transmitter is exactly right on frequency, and it hasn't moved. I'm starting to worry.
I don't know where this thing is. It's crystal controlled, so I gotta assume it's reasonably close.
Looks like 27114.2.
Oh, it's less close than I thought. Uh-oh, gonna have to get in there with some picofarads.
I had more time that time. You're on 114.130. So, could be a lot worse.
Yeah, that just means I'm gonna have to get in there with some picofarads on the offending crystal.
Yeah, either that or you'll light a match under it.
Yeah, I've tried all that heating crystals up and all that kind of stuff. That don't do anything.
Oh, it works great until it cools off.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the problem, I guess. I even used to put crystals on my wood stove and let them bake there for a while. See if I could bake the crud off. Nah, that didn't work.
No, that doesn't work. That'll move the frequency, but it's only because of the temperature. Once it cools off, it goes right back.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I didn't know. Just trying things to make things happen. You know, you got to experiment.
Yeah, I get that. You were giving it a heck, and it worked until it didn't.
Well, it was a failed experiment, is what it was. It didn't work. Well, the crystal itself was still warm, yeah. But then as soon as it got back to room temperature, it was right back where you started.
Roger. Well, you got to have a classic radio roundup call up. There's got to be some other people out there, because I mean, you know, there's got to be somebody else out there.
You know, classic radio roundup is a funny thing. Because for no reason whatsoever, you'll have nights where there's so many people in here you can hardly get a word in. And there's poor guys out there wanting to get a word in and they can't because there's too many of us in here. And then you get other nights where there's like almost nobody in here. A couple of check-ins, a couple of guys holding the frequency, but then like, where the heck is everybody else?
Cue the crickets.
How about Q Wayne? Wayne's got to have a comment by now. Sit there watching Newsmax all day long. You got to have some kind of insight and or comment.
I can't hear you. You're talking to.
Oh, that's part of the problem. If you can only hear one side of the conversation, kind of hard to jump in on the conversation.
That's correct. I hooked up my Kenwood 450 today, and I can't get it to receive. I don't know what's going on. I tried pressing all the buttons on the front, and yeah, I'm seeing it on the meter, but it's the receive isn't coming through.
So it's receiving signals, but you can't hear nothing? Is that it?
That's correct.
Leave it hooked up, and I'll come visit you on Sunday or Monday and see if I see something you don't.
Okay. Yeah, I've looked at it a couple times, and like I said, I went through all the buttons on the front, and like on the meter, I can see it receiving, and I hooked up my Kenwood 590. It receives fine, so it's not the antenna. It's got to be a radio.
Did you try an external speaker?
No, I don't have one.
All right. Well, I'll bring over an external speaker just to eliminate a possibility. But yeah, I can't help you out much from sitting here. I'd have to be over there looking at it.
Yeah, stop over whenever you can. No big deal. It only takes me a minute to hook it back up.
5-7. Can you hear Wayne at all or no? Oh man.
Can you hear me? I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either because I don't think he said anything.
Oh.
I don't know where he went. I guess it's no room for more than 2 people at a time on the channel tonight. I don't know what's going on.
I was just spinning the dial.
I was just wondering if you could hear Renegade at all.
Renegade.
No, he can't hear you. So go ahead and speak, Wayne. Let's see if he can hear you. You can be heard.
All right. How about it there, 507? 507, this is Renegade in Saratoga. Unkeyed.
Yeah, I hear him. I can't hear what he's saying on this receiver. If I switched over the receiver with a good noise blanker, I would hear him just fine. But here, there would be touch and go because I usually hear him touch and go. Here it's go, but I know he's there, and I heard him say
Yeah, well, see, that's why he's not joining in on the conversation, because he can't hear you, and you really can't hear him except tell that he's there. So it's hard to have a three-way conversation when two of the people in the three-way can't hear each other.
Yeah, I can hear him in there, but I couldn't have a conversation with him, Roger.
I can hear him.
Is that Bite Buster?
Sure, I can hear him.
Well, we know you can hear him. Good evening, Bite Buster.
Good evening. We had a little bit of rain today.
We had a little bit of rain today. We had a little bit of rain yesterday. We had a little bit of rain the day before that, and some a little bit before the day before that.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna start looking like fungi or something here if I don't get some sunshine.
Yeah, we attempted to go camping this week, and it just did not happen.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling that in the next day or two things are going to completely turn around, and then we're going to be hazy, hot, and humid.
I'll be back in a bit. Hi, Bite Buster.
Hey, okay. Yeah, and then it'll be too hot to stand outside, you know. You'll be sweating where you stand.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in Oregon. If you're hot in the sun, you walk over to the shade, wait 5 minutes, and you're freezing, and then you need to get back out into the sun.
That's right, high desert.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, I'll tell you, I was very excited when we went out there a few times, you know, and saw everything. There's a lot of stuff to see out there, too.
Oh yeah, there absolutely is a lot of stuff to see out there. No question. And high desert weather is pretty nice too.
Except they have some massive lightning that I have never experienced anywhere else in this country.
Well, I didn't experience lightning in Oregon, but in Kansas, I seen lightning. It seemed like there was every piece of the sky had a lightning bolt coming down. It was like multiple pillars all over the place, like everywhere. I never seen lightning like that around here.
Yes, that's exactly what's the kind of lightning I'm thinking of. It looks like a rake. You know, you've got these multiple fingers coming down at one time, filling the entire sky. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, lightning out there is different than the lightning around here. But I think part of that is because of the view that you can see. You know, you can see so much farther in the clear. Like around here, unless you're up on one of these high hills or something, you can't see very far.
Well, and it tends to be a bit drier out there than it is here. So I'm assuming, you know, a lot of static.
Yeah, well, I need some dryer here coming soon, or I'm gonna start growing like a mushroom or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like we have here, we've got some tomato plants planted there, and we've got some green tomatoes, nice big ones, but they're not going to turn red unless it gets a little sunshine.
Yeah, after all this rain, we get a few days in a row of sunshine, like everything's gonna pop and start growing like mad.
It's already grown, and I'm going to have to cut the grass in between the freaking raindrops. Are we the only guys in there, other than Renegade and, 507?
Yeah, pretty much. This Rooster checked in. I don't know if he's still hanging about. 6:31, Billy the Kid, he was in, he left. So yeah, it's slightly light turnout tonight here on the Classic Radio Roundup.
you guys double keyed there.
I didn't double key with anybody that I know of.
Yeah, you did.
Well, then somebody double keyed with me because I keyed first. There's my son-in-law screwing around playing games. Looks like the next 6 days, no rain. So there you go. Things are going to start growing wild. What are you doing there, 64?
I'm on my way to the salty mine. I just got pulled over here real quick and see what's going on real quick.
Gotta be nosy, don't you?
That's right. What's going on with you, huh? Anything good?
Yeah, it's all good. It's Wednesday night. I'm playing with my classic radio. Come in.
Yeah, Roger.
My mighty Cobra 19.
Yeah. Oh, down to 57. Oh, 5 7. You guys sloppy copy.
507's here, but he stepped out for a minute, but he'll be back. Roger. Copy. 27115. Channel 13. Classic Radio Roundup. Copy. Roger.
Over.
Copy.
Did you guys see that story where that guy married the conjoined twins?
No. No. Really?
Yeah, the lady that has 2 heads.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That's one messed up deal, man.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't know how they go through life like that. And then have me like you get married to her or them? I mean, what are the dynamics of that? And then, of course, my dirty mind goes into these weird places and think all kinds of weird stuff that really aren't fit for conversation.
Yeah, it is.
I just thought I'd bring it up. I'm laughing like hell on this end.
You know? I mean, I know everybody has at least that fleeting thought, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they say they share the body from the waist down, but from the waist up, each has control of 1/2. So what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's, I don't know, kind of interesting. There's a whole lot of questions that we can't be immediately answered to come to mind.
So do you put a blindfold on one with some headphones or what?
Or do you, like, if you get married, are you married to both of them or just to one? And then what happens if the other one wants to marry somebody else? And like you said, they share from the waist down. So you're sharing with another husband? I mean, how does all that work?
I don't know, man. And like I said, it kind of feels weird there, you know?
Yeah, it just brings up a lot of questions, and that's all. You know, like you really want to ask them if you were ever there. You want to ask them, like, I got some questions.
Yeah, so suppose you want to divorce one and marry the other.
Yeah, but I mean, legally, are they one person or are they two?
Well, I think they're two because I think he did only marry one of them.
Like, now that really, like, I don't know, that really confuses the issue. So the other one's still single, but she's no longer a virgin.
There it is. I always bring up this kind of crap.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of dynamics there. Just whole lot of unanswered questions.
Just some food for thought, you know.
Oh yeah. It's not the first time I thought about it either. So legally, they're two people, I guess, because they got two separate heads, two separate brains. Each one's got an arm, so they can do their own signature. But then things get confusing beyond that.
Yeah, and like apparently they both went to school, college yet, I think. And how do you not cheat on a test?
Came down here and I couldn't figure out what the hell you were talking about.
Yeah. You go to school, your whole academic career, or any career for that. Well, I want to be an auto mechanic. Yeah, well, I want to be a doctor's receptionist. Like, how's that work out?
Yeah, move your head. I can't see.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to question 6. Do you? You can whisper in each other's ear.
Just put the pencil in the other hand.
Yeah. Like there's so many dynamics here that's just like, okay, right. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Well, I don't. I want to read my book.
Oh, you bitch. No, you bitch.
So the part that also is, so like they each have from the waist up their own control. So do they share control of the waist down, or does one have more control than the other? Like, I want to go for a jog. Well, I don't. I want to sit here. So who takes control of whether they go for a jog or they sit there?
I don't know. And do they both feel the same thing?
Do they both feel their feet? Like, do both of them feel the feet that they share, like from the waist down, everything? Do they share feeling there, and then it from waist up they have their own individual feeling, I guess. But from the waist down, you would think they would share everything, feeling, motor control. I don't, man, that's too confusing for my brain to get around that.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like you need to dial up Chat GPT and find the answer.
Yeah, AI. I don't even think AI can figure that one out.
Yeah, I would really like to know though, like how does that waist down work? Do they share feeling and motor control, and how do they make a decision if they want to whatever they want to do? You know, one wants to go bowling and the other one wants to go watch a movie. How do you make a decision?
Comprehend, bud, comprehend.
So I was, I looked up the article, and of course on Facebook everybody comments on everything. The first comment is freaking hilarious. He says, finally, someone who is actually a they, them.
Right? Right? An actual they, them.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't know that, well, at least one of them got married. And that's just too weird, though. Like, I don't understand how that's going to work.
Kind of sounds like you're gonna understand it, but never mind.
His brain is spinning.
Oh yeah, your fantasies are coming into play now.
I don't know. And what happens when one of the heads die? Does the other one like instantly, do the same thing, or just drag that head around for the next 20 years?
So, well, I don't know enough about the overall anatomy. So, is there one heart or is there two hearts?
I think there's two.
All right, so there you go. So one half could die while the other one's still alive. Oh man!
Yeah, but do they share the same blood?
Do they share the same bottom?
They would have to share the same blood. I mean, it's all encased in one body. So the blood in my brain will eventually wind up in your brain. So what if one wants to smoke a doobie and the other one is against drugs? So the one who's smoking the doobie, the drug-free one's going to get high.
Gotta comprehend.
Oh, Billy's gone. He should have asked that while he was here.
This is starting to open up all kinds of questions now. One likes to drink like a fish. I love to do shots of Jägermeister. The other one's a teetotaler. Doesn't matter. She's going to get drunk too.
Yeah, but you need two hands to light a joint,
Oh, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
Oh, I guess you could use your toe.
No, you put the doobie in your mouth and you flick the lighter on it. You can light with one hand.
That's right. If you gotta roll it, you just roll it in your lips.
I ain't never heard a conversation like this ever.
Yeah, that's funny though. Like you think about it though, they share all the same blood and everything circulation. So one could get drunk, and the other one don't want to drink, but gonna wind up getting drunk anyway.
Ha, bitch.
Should they give him a double dose vaccine?
Well, I think you only need to give one the vaccine because it's going to go over to the other.
You don't need to give any of them the vaccine because it don't work.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
So who gets arrested for drunk driving then?
Well, I guess they both would because they're both going to be drunk. But the other one can say, I didn't drink a drop, and not be lying, but still be drunk.
This one is cheating on the test, though. Come on. How does the teacher know?
So if the one gets drunk and get to the point where they throw up, does the other one throw up too?
Oh, if they got the same blood, right? I don't know if they share a stomach.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of questions this brings up.
And you ain't never going to get the answers to any of them.
No, but it makes for some lively discussion, does it not?
Can't argue with that.
Say again there, Mike.
I said they always have to go for those 2-for-1 deals.
I think most places they go would be 2 for 1 anyway, because they both get in for the price of one. I only got one body. I'm only going to take up one seat at the baseball game, so we only have to buy one ticket, but both of us are getting in.
What a scam.
I imagine that would work for an airline too. Buy one airline ticket, you only need one seat.
And I assume that they both can talk, you know.
Yeah, one side, like the one girl, she looks kind of like normally set up, you know what I mean? And the other poor girl, though, the way her neck is coming out, like off the shoulder kind of thing, she got the short end of the stick.
She's probably the smart one.
She's the one that's always got her head tilted to the side. Otherwise, we'd be bumping heads all the time.
He's the one that helps them cheat.
You keep circling back to cheating her way through college.
It's like the great Gazoo sitting on your shoulder. You don't remember that? You don't remember the Flintstones?
Oh, yeah, I remember the Great Gazoo.
Yeah, he always like floated in the air or sat on his shoulder. Oh, now that's not right. I'm going too far.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a stretch with the Great Gazoo. I mean, he wasn't attached to Fred Flintstone. He just popped in out of nowhere.
Yeah, kind of like when you see the little devil pop up on the one side and a little angel pops up on the other side.
I think I had that going on most of my childhood. The angel would pop up, don't do it, don't do it. And the devil then would pop up and knock the angel out. Go for it, dude.
Now, if the one mows before the other one, is that considered cheating?
Yeah, if the one really liked the guy, and the other one really wanted the guy, she'd be like, don't go out with him. She was just with so-and-so. Poor guy. I don't get that. Forget it. That's a whole new realm.
I remember when that chick was born, and I didn't think she was going to last, but she's lasted. She's been around all this time. I find that pretty amazing, actually. What's she, like 30 something or something like that?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. And I want to see the anatomy, too. I want to see what they share.
I would like to see some sort of x-ray, the bone structure and the anatomy and all that, just to see how it's divided up, what they share, and where they become individuals. I kind of recall that somewhere in the waistline, there's the spine separated, and I kind of remember that they each, there's two spines, and then all the way up and all that, and sort of intertwined rib cages and whatnot. I kind of remember. I think that's how it is. So yeah, it splits somewhere at the waistline there, and I think somewhere in there it's where they become individuals, but you're still sharing a lot of stuff. Even so, that's like it's hard to wrap your head around.
Okay, I just saw this diagram. They have one rib cage, 3 lungs, 2 hearts, 1 liver, 2 gallbladders, 2 stomachs, 1 large intestine, 1 small intestine, 2 left kidneys, 1 right kidney, one pelvis, one pair of ovaries, one uterus, one bladder, one vagina, one urethra.
Yeah, that's kind of the premise that I was working on, something like that. Would you say 3 lungs? Is that right?
No, they have, 3 lungs.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. But is it like 2 spines, 1 rib cage, or is it one? At some point, there has to be 2 spines, or there couldn't be 2 necks. I'd have to see. I have to look that up. I'm gonna have to see that picture now. Now you piqued my curiosity. How can you have 1 rib cage and somehow come out with 2 necks?
I just sent you the picture on Facebook. Go look.
Oh, Dave.
How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Just chilling, winding down. I gotta get up early tomorrow, so I'm about ready to pack it in, but good to hear you on there.
Yeah, Roger.
Roger, right on.
Roger, you know. Copy. Okay. I just want to come and say hello.
Right black at you.
Step forward.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy picture.
I just heard somebody out there. We got a breaker?
Yeah, it sounded like Joker.
Am I not getting out?
Here you go.
Hi, you got a copy of me now? I'm on my Washington, and every once in a while it seems like I have a weird issue with an output. It seems to die.
I don't know. You sound all right.
10-4.
Plan.
Well, I think I double with you.
Well, I said maybe what I heard was Skipland, but I do hear you, Joker.
All right, quiet?
Well, you're good. So the topic of the day is conjoined twins.
Ah, 2 for 1.
Exactly.
Conjoined twins. Never. The one that was like the famous girls, the one that was a country star.
The conjoined twins got married to a guy.
Man, 2 attitudes.
Yeah, but one of them's still single.
Yeah, there's so much to think about on that whole subject.
Yeah, there's a whole lot to unpack there. Like those that poor girls, they them go through their entire life with never having any privacy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't even know what to say.
But then the flip side of that coin is, I guess they can go through their whole life and never be lonely because they always have company.
And 2 heads are better than 1.
Sometimes.
Yeah, now you're going to send me down that crazy dark hole again with that kind of comment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If one moans, right, the one moans that's single while they're being intimate, is that considered cheating then, or what's that considered? How's it considered? You know what? It's not late enough for things I want to say, but
Yeah. This is best left for like Saturday night after midnight or something.
You need a district judge to rule on it.
that's two headaches.
Yeah, so when one hits menopause, does the other one hit that too?
Well, I guess they hit it together because they share a uterus.
Well, yeah, they got the same uterus.
Yeah, so they they got their first period together, so they're obviously going to go through menopause together.
There's a lot of silence right now because I think there's a lot of thinking going on.
I'm just laughing.
Questions Pete can ask.
Hey, the big question is, are they happy?
So would that be they them?
Yep, we've already covered that ground, but they truly are a they them.
It finally makes sense to me.
They're the only ones, in my mind, who can claim being they them without looking like a fool.
Especially on a police report. They went that way.
And they did.
It was followed by them.
Now, here it really gets confusing if they were, one wanted to become a trans and the other one wanted to stay a girl. How would that work out?
Again, compromise.
I don't like being a girl. I want to be a man. Well, I want to stay a girl. Yeah, but I want to be a man.
Real man.
I'm compromising, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
They must get along. I mean, you have no choice but to get along. But if you imagine, like, I'm sure they've had disagreements and fights over the years, and how's that work out? I'm gonna punch you in the face. You don't have to go. No, they're a fist fight between them. Oh, I think I'd pay to see that.
Except, you bitch. Excuse me, bitch. Who controls what parts? Like, does one control, like the left, does that control the left, and the right control the right? Or does one control all of the limbs and the other is just like there for the ride?
The only thing that we've established is they each, from the waist up, have their side. From the waist up. They share from the waist down, which is, to me, more confusing because then who controls the legs and the feet and everything else there? Like, is it a coordinated effort? Can left side take control of walking, and then, all right, I'm tired of walking, it's your turn, and then switch over to the other side and they walk? I mean, I don't like how does who controls the leg movement and everything? Do they share that? Do they take turns? I don't know. I mean, I understand the part where they split. They each got control of the upper half, but where they come together, which brain controls the lower half, or can they both do it?
Well, I just throwing this out there, but I don't recommend Googling conjoined twin spines. I don't encourage Googling that. But it looks like there's a couple different ways they can be conjoined, and the way they're conjoined, where it looks like the ones that you were talking about, or we're talking about, it looks like the spine goes all the way down into the pelvic bone, and that's where it kind of gets weird.
Yeah, exactly. Each one has control of their side down to the waist. Then beyond the waist, they share. I assume they share control. So how does that work? Do they both have feeling in the feet? I would assume so. They both have control of the feet? I would assume so. And then what happens if you have mixed signals? You trip yourself up? I mean, or does only one of them have control of the lower half? I need medical questions answered here. Do they share control of the waist down, or does only one of them have control of the waist down?
Okay, here we go. In the case of conjoined twins, Abby and Brittany, which I think we were talking about, they each have control of the arm and leg on their respective sides. Abby controls the right, Brittany controls the left. They are able to coordinate their movements despite the division, allowing them to perform tasks that require both limbs.
So you're saying all the way down to the feet, each one has control of their side?
That's what it's looking like. Yeah, it's split down the middle. 50-50.
I want to do a push-up. No, I'm too tired.
I want to go for a run. Yeah, well, I want to sit here and watch television. So the right leg gets up and starts to run, but the left leg says, nope, I'm sitting here watching TV. And then they both wind up flat on their face.
So theoretically, they could actually have a fist fight with each other.
Yeah, I was saying that. I'll punch you out with my right hook. Yeah, well, I got a left hook. Bam.
Can you imagine if one of them wanted to work out and one of them didn't? You have one side that's all bodybuilder looking.
That's kind of weird. And you know, like as far as going out for a run, be walking like the mummy if the one person didn't want to do it.
Left, right, left. I would not recommend looking up Cephalopagus twins, Cephalopagus twins. Don't look that up.
You really need to be careful what you put into your Google search engine sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of wish I didn't.
Oh, they were joined at the waist.
Some are joined at the waist, some are joined at the abdomen and the heads and all kinds of weird stuff. It's pretty crazy. Some are butt to butt. Weird. Well, aside that, I'm glad I tuned into Classic Radio Roundup tonight.
You never know what the topic of discussion that can come up here on Classic Radio Roundup will be. But this particular topic, we can blame that on Bitebuster tonight.
Next, he's going to want to talk about the Elephant Man.
Nah, Elephant Man, we've all been there, done that.
Well, if there's a story behind that, I don't want to know it.
Well, go ahead and Google it. You'll find the story.
Oh, no, I don't want to know Bitebuster's story about it. Yeah, I know about the Elephant Man. It dated Cher.
No, I have no stories about it. But I'm just saying that's years ago now. You know, we're talking present day conjoined twins. That's more complicated.
It's way more complicated. And we got on this topic because he brought it up that one of them got married, which already starts the questions.
I now pronounce you man and Wyden.
Maybe the guy always wanted to have a threesome, you know.
Wasn't that like a 2.5-some? Because you got two heads, but you only got one lower end.
It's too funny.
I have these thoughts that keep popping into my head that I cannot say on the air, or I will have to demerit myself.
Oh, we're all going to hell.
Yeah, Yeah. With the thoughts I've been having tonight, I'm going to hell. Really is a funny thought, but I think I best keep it to myself. Or Saturday after midnight or something, when I know Mrs. Train is asleep.
Yeah, a lot of my funny thoughts have gotten me in trouble in the past.
Yeah. I found a lot of my funny thoughts only seem to be funny to me.
Well, we're only human, you know, inquisitive.
I love those situations, and it's happened a few, well, especially the one time. Somebody looked at me, well, I don't even know what was going on, and they're like, what is wrong with you? I don't even remember what I was joking about.
Oh, you should see the conversations that go on in my head.
Well, I don't know how the hell you ever got on this subject, but I'm timed out here. I got to get up early. So thanks for the fine banter. You all have fun. 5 on 7.
Well, at least you got something to think upon. All these questions with no answers. 507, thanks for the fun tonight on the radio. Glad you can make it here on the Classic Radio Roundup.
Thank you, Dit.
Everyone, thank you. That's 100 watts.
Still louder than everybody else.
That's the word.
Oh, man. He's not louder than Billy was.
I'll be right back. I gotta go wash my mouth out. I'll be back.
He's washing his mouth out. Aye, aye, aye. That's not going to help you. You're still going to hell.
Yeah, it's too late for me to do anything about it. Need to wash my brain out.
Remember how they used to say, inquiring minds want to know? Well, there you go.
Well, right. It's all scientific inquiry is what we're doing here.
Fair game. It's all fair game.
That's right.
Yeah, it's all, biological scientific inquiry. I've got questions.
I'll bet the doctors had a field day with that, man. Let me tell you, x-rays, MRIs, all kinds of stuff, man.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure they had lots of questions they wanted answers to, too.
Yeah, I mean, do they feel the same? Like if when the doctor hits you in the knee and your leg goes, I mean, do they feel that? Do both of them feel that, or just one?
Yeah, well, that's where the real question for me comes in. Below the waist. Do they share feeling? Do they share control? Because I only got control and feeling on one side. And then, of course, the shared parts, like, the vagina. I mean, not to get crude or anything, but do they both feel it? Does only one of them feel it? Do they only feel half of it? Like, how's that work?
I don't know, but if you get married, you would think that you have to consummate the marriage, right?
Yeah, right. So, but who owns the garage? Is it a shared garage? There's only one of them on the garage. Like, yeah, you consummate the marriage, but the other one's still single. Yeah, and then of course, just normal everyday functions, bowel movements and taking a leak and all that stuff. Like, who's in control? Who feels it? Hey, we got to go to the bathroom. Wow, I feel fine. I don't feel anything. No, we got to go to the bathroom now.
Hey, did I say they had two stomachs? Oh, let me look at that picture again.
Yeah, 2 stomachs, but 1 intestine. Two stomachs. Now, how does 2 stomachs attach to 1 large intestine? I need a better picture than that. I mean, there's so many things that. So they could even donate a kidney and still have 2 kidneys left.
Don't feel crappy when it's that time of the month.
And the whole 3 lungs. So does like one girl really only have 1 lung and the other girl's got the 2 lungs? Like, how does that work? Like, oh, I'm out of breath. No, I'm fine. Let's go. But I'm out of breath. I need to catch my breath. I only got 1 lung.
Yeah, but there's 2 hearts. So think of this. Your body has a heart, right? Your body, normal body, 1 heart supplies enough blood to your whole body. There's 2 hearts going on there. So, like, they got to be super smart having all that oxygen to the brain and everything, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got 2 hearts, 3 lungs, so they get very well oxygenated blood, you would think, with really good circulation because you got 2 pumps moving things around.
This may sound stupid, but I heard, before I looked up anything, I heard that one of them was in the Army. I'm not lying.
Yeah, well, I don't even see how that could be possible. First of all, I don't think they could get medically cleared to join the service. I mean, like, they couldn't get through the medical exam. I just don't see how they would. Did you come up with their age? Ain't they around 30, plus or minus a little?
Okay, I know where I came up with the Army. Uh, the guy who married them was an Army veteran.
Oh, well, that's not the same thing as them joining the Army, because pretty sure they wouldn't be able to pass the physical, the medical.
Listen, when I first saw this whole business, I'm laying in bed looking at my Kindle, reading a freaking story, reading the news, and it's like only half the information filters in.
Well, if you had 2 heads, one side got half and the other side got the other half, you'd have all of it.
Yeah, I wonder if that kind of stuff works too, like USB kind of thing.
You got to think they're kind of like fraternal twin, or identical or fraternal twins would be. Sort of can into what do you call it? Intuition on each other or whatever. I'll bet they could probably finish each other's thoughts and stuff.
dealing with that stuff for so long.
It's so in there.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
See what it's like when we get back.
Yeah.
They'll just get off 3 there, make a left, go right down, you get back right up to them then.
Oh, man.
Channel 13.
Yeah, classic radio roundup. And then it got quiet.
Too quiet. Everybody's looking up conjoined twins. A little bit of skipland coming in there.
Yeah, it's been coming in and out all night.
Who's that then now?
Will there be a war with Iran?
And then it stayed quiet.
Maybe I'm not getting out anymore.
Do midgets poop regular sized turds or little rabbit type turds?
You're not getting out any less either there, Buster.
I think they have the same size intestines.
Copy.
But I could be wrong. Welcome to the Anatomy Channel.
Anatomy Radio Roundup.
Round it up.
You got questions. We'll just come up with more questions.
I can answer any question. Is it going to be right? Who knows? Yeah, that's right.
Preface it with, in my opinion.
Right. I say, in my opinion, or might, or think. That's a good one. Here's what I think.
In my opinion,
Let's just say.
I've worked help desk a few times in the past for IT companies, and if I couldn't solve an issue, I would always say, let me research that and I'll get back to you.
So on a side note, it'd be nice if it rained a little bit, because my yard is definitely brown.
What?
I can't mow half my yard because it's a swamp.
Yeah, brown because it's muddy.
That's the truth. I would like to see those conjoined twins use a weed whacker. That'd be fun.
I want to see him play a piano.
Yeah, you know, one could do bass and one could do treble, and they wouldn't have to think about it. Like, they could each do their own part.
to see him play ping pong.
They'd probably be better than Forrest Gump.
That's right, they each would hold a paddle.
Alright, so hear me out. Them versus an octopus. That's saying an octopus could play ping pong.
And they could play tennis as well.
What about pinball?
Well, they got 4 eyeballs to keep an eye on the ball.
They each have their own flipper.
Yeah, 4 eyes to keep an eye on things. Ha ha! They don't even need glasses to be called 4 eyes.
There's a lot of untapped potential in those girls. Well, didn't one of them try to have a country career? Did I bring that up already?
No.
Yeah, I think one of them is trying to have a country career.
So they had to play something, right?
Well, they never made it famous, so I wouldn't say you're right.
Maybe one just played the harmonica.
You don't need to play anything, sing.
Yeah, they'd have to work together to play the guitar, but they could each play their own harmonica or any, wind instrument. Well, no, not any wind instrument. I guess the harmonicas you could, but you start getting into some of them others where you need both hands. That might get a little tricky.
Nobody said you had to play an instrument to be a country singer. You don't need all that stuff to sing.
Okay, these are the girls that were conjoined at the head. That was what I was thinking about. But one of them tried to be a country artist.
One could sing lead while the other one's doing backup vocals.
Singing in harmony. Joker, I don't know if you heard me before, but I was talking about these twins, and I said, they went to college, and who's to say that they didn't cheat? They just, one didn't know, but the other one did. They just switched their pencil into the other hand.
Well, each one only needs to learn half the information and can tell the other one the other half while they're taking the test.
Well, so that brings up the question then, do they take one test or two tests? You know, eyes on your own paper.
Hey, I can't even talk. It's so funny.
Are you dating tonight there, Pete?
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Alright, so at least it's captured for eternity.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea or bad.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. For good or bad, it's recorded. Yeah, Roger. Roger, Roger, Roger.
10-4 driver.
They could probably do a great line lock if they're driving.
I'm going to send you a link there, Joker.
I don't know if I want to open that link.
Oh, I think I already did. I think I already did send you the link.
You sent me quite a few links, so let me see.
Yeah, the last one.
You know when I clicked on that, I didn't even go any further, but, well, you just got it. No, yeah. Those cat videos are pretty funny, though.
It's like I go down the rabbit hole for about a half an hour, and it's like so much good stuff, so much good materials, unbelievable. I want to send everything, but then you'd be like, I send them more crap.
Well, my insomnia has kicked up even worse on Flutterbird, and so it's usually like 2:33-ish, get the fall asleep. So I just go down the rabbit holes. But, the look on their faces is priceless in these pictures.
Look at some of the comments of the pictures,
When they kiss the brides. The funny thing is these comments are kind of on point with the things we were saying.
It's hilarious.
So there you go, you may kiss the brides. What if one of them has a headache?
If there's a pregnancy, which twin is the mom?
That would be a great Maury show. Good evening. Guess I can get now.
Or maybe you are.
Or maybe I am. There's somebody anyway. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. From somebody.
Man, it sounds like you got something going on there in the background there. Like a big old fan.
And once again, in case you don't remember, I have a water heater that makes noise when it's heating the water. Happens to be heating water right now because the wife took a shower.
Wow. I don't recall it being that noisy. But that's all right. It may be the first time I ever heard that.
No, it's not, because you beat me up about it before.
Well, at least I'm consistent.
That you are. You don't let it slip by. You just don't remember that you didn't let it slip by.
Here's a good one. Walking away from divorce for a third of his stuff.
What was that, Joe?
If you're just joining us, I'll let those other guys fill you in, but yeah, if there's a divorce there, they get 2/3 of his stuff.
What?
All righty then.
Howdy, guys.
Howdy, howdy. 1, 2, 3.
What's going on, Classic Radio Roundup? Good evening, old JR.
Good evening. I don't know what's going on. I just got in here, so I kind of missed the majority of it anyway.
10-4, 10-4. This is a stretch. What's that? It's a stretch. I said saying you missed it is a stretch. So, I don't know. What microphone are you using tonight? I'm on my President Washington tonight. Oh, okay. Which microphone you got with that? My normal D104. Okay. I'm curious. It sounds a little muffled. You sound not as clear as you usually do. How about that? Is that any better? Yeah, I guess a little better. Yeah. You don't run your mixer or whatever through that? No, but I could try it. Yeah, 10-4. That might work. Yeah, your signal's really good, but your audio's kind of muffly.
Yeah, that's why I had to ask, what did he say? I didn't understand what he was going with there.
Yeah, it's not the fact that it's loud. It seems like he's too close to the mic, and then it just all starts to run together.
Oh, maybe that's it. How's that? Any better? Any worse? Better, gooder, worser? Can you hear me? 1, 2. Audio. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh, that's way too loud.
Too much background noise for one.
Yeah, now a fish tank in this room, which is kind of not a fun thing to have.
I thought maybe you had a hot water heater.
No, now that I got the kittens, and the one kitten decided he'd like to jump up on the fish tank, I was afraid he'd knock it over, so now I have a small fish tank in my radio room.
10-4 there, Joker, 10-4. But anyway, you sound better than you did, but you're still a little bit, overboard.
It could also be the battery could be going dead in this microphone. I haven't changed the battery in this in a long time.
Ah, the old battery checking, huh?
Yep, when all else fails, blame it on the battery.
That knocked the mic gain down a lot, so I don't know if that's any better.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah, there you go. Do I need to say audio some more? Audio? No, that's working. You're still loud.
Much better. Much better on the eardrums there. So what's going on, Joker? How you been?
I've been way too busy. Way too busy.
Anything particular or just all in general?
All in general, work's been crazy. This weekend's a crazy weekend for me. Upper Perkiomen, we have a big music festival that is in 21 different locations, and I'm tasked on doing sound for the one, so I've been working on re-gearing up, because I haven't done live sound in a while. So I'm dealing with 7 bands, trying to figure out what I need for everyone. I should be down there packing up right now some more, but you know that. Wade and I we went down to Florida for a little bit, just busy.
Well, it's that time of the year, summertime. Gotta throw a little vacation time in there, a little fun time. All right, well, that's good. Better to be busy than not doing nothing.
Yeah, sometimes it's just overwhelming though. I'm just trying to play and like I come in the room here, but sometimes I just listen in because I'm doing other stuff. But yeah, how you been?
Not doing bad. Doing pretty good, actually. Just, not a whole lot of major operations going on there, but keeping busy. The weather's been really a drag, That's kind of been a little bit challenging, but, other than that, health is good. Everything's good. Can't complain.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, it looks like we're almost out of the weather. Yeah. Weather's going to be clearing tomorrow.
Rooster. Yeah, I heard it's going to be a warm one tomorrow. Sounds like a good day for a pool day. What's going on, Rooster?
I was you want to go to a pool? Just go to the end of my driveway right now.
The pool at the end of the driveway. Man, you sound loud, Rooster. Sounding good.
As warm, it works.
Yeah, it works all right.
Rooster. I thought the tubes were blown up.
Oh, that's the guy, yeah?
Yeah, XL 450. It's working now.
Sounds good, man.
I must have shut off or something when I was, trying.
That's all right. Hey, who knows what the crazy things are, you know what I mean? Sometimes, well, it all depends what you're doing, too, You might have, who knows? But anyway, it's sounding good now.
Hanging forward, yeah. So it's doing about 350, 300.
Great local chatter.
I mean, they'll do about 450, 500.
Oh, I believe it. Say hello to 123. He's out there in his mobile. You might hear him.
Hey, Rooster, I hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. All right, what am I giving you? Like a pound? Come back. I'm trying to make a trip out there. Hello. Yeah, about a pound. You're giving me like 5 pounds, man. You sounding good. Yeah, I'm on that tube amp. Okay. Are you at the mobile or are you at the house? I'm at the house. Oh, okay. What tube amp is that? Varmint 450.
I didn't even know you had a Varmint 450.
Working pretty good.
Sounding nice. Hello out there, boys. Night Train signing on.
Good evening, Train.
Train signs on right at the end. Better late than never. Countywide.
Radio.
Good evening there, Mr. Train. Yeah, I just signed on a couple minutes ago myself. Better late than never.
Night Train.
Yes, sir.
It's a tube amp.
Sound good. This one's a tube amp, too.
Choo-choo. There you go. Switch radios. I don't know if it sounds any better.
You sound good, Joker.
Thank you there, Train. Nice to hear you. I haven't talked to you in a bit.
I know. I've been working outside, man, trying to get it all together, man. I worked out there almost all day today.
What, you doing the rain dance?
It was only light rain, man. It just blessed me, really. Because it was so hot and miserable that them few little raindrops to help cool me off.
10-4. Night Train.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's on the super modulated.
Yeah, you blasting too, man.
That works pretty good.
Yeah, it sound nice, though. Sound nice. It's not distorted, not goofy or anything.
That's the one I want you to help me set up.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I thought I blew it up.
No, you didn't blow it up. You got it going on.
They must have something in there that turns it off or something.
Saying, for what's going on, JR?
Just getting in here, getting warmed up, and seeing what's going on. I missed the whole thing too, kind of, sort of. But anyway, you're sounding good tonight there, Train. Whatever you've got going on, she's working.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I was out there working outside, man. Yes, sir. I had to load that mulch onto the back of the truck, and then load it onto the back of the tractor, and then roll it up to the different spots. And oh man, dig up the weeds, lay it down. Yeah, we did have a little help. My son was here this morning, and he helped get it off of the thing. We ran short, so I went and bought 9 bags. Did that. Well, before you put it down, you got to dig up the weeds. So there I was, man. I pruned a couple limbs off of a few trees and stuff like that. But man, the sun went down on me.
Wow, and it was even the latest night of the year so far. So, yeah, you know, you had the most light you can get tonight. Sound like you got yourself some exercise going on there today. Good deal. Well, now it's behind you. You're all done, right? You're totally done with it?
No, because I didn't cut the grass. I didn't cut the grass, and I didn't spray the weed killer in the area where we sat. You know, that floor got a bunch of little weeds coming up. I usually spray them and kill them before the 4th.
Oh, yeah, you got that coming up, too. I don't know about your ground, but I couldn't cut today even if I wanted to. That ground's way too saturated, so I'm probably good till about probably Friday or Saturday. If not Friday, definitely Saturday. I don't know. It's pretty wet.
Roger that, yeah. Yeah, mine was wet too, and the grass seed that we planted, it came up. My daughter said I need to fertilize it a little bit now. It's strong enough to take it.
How tall is it? How strong? When you say strong enough to take it, how tall is it?
Well, it's not 4 inches, but she said I planted too much. In other words, too dense. But she said fertilize it and it'll sort itself out. She said, but some of them have to die.
10-4. Well, she seems to know an awful lot about that stuff, so she must be the green thumb of the household.
Well, not only that, but she studied. She studied that. She was part of the horticultural society with Longwood Gardens. The in-house live on campus program, and then she spent so many years at Temple University School of Horticulture. Yeah, did I say that right? Did I get it?
You got it. You got it. You had it right the first time you said it. Well, at least I knew what you meant anyway. That's awesome. That's good. Good deal. It sounds like you got somebody there you can count on for all that. Yeah, I'll let the green thumb up the other folks there. My wife, she's the green thumb there. I don't. I'm good. I'm good. I just never got into that. But anyway, you had a good workout today. You're sounding good, so and you're still kicking your toes, so you made out all right.
10-4. Yeah. So who else is in there? Rooster in there. Who else is in there? Joker. I mean, I didn't speak to everybody. Pete hollered, but I guess he was on his way out.
I wasn't then, but I am now. So, welcome to the roundup. Carry on, keep it going, but I gotta go. My day is done. So, there you are. Catch you later. 7-3 all. Thanks for the fun. Classic Radio Roundup is now officially on the after hours. Video gate's going down, and I'm going out.
See you, Pete. Catch you there, Pete. Hello, Night Train.
Hello, Wayne. How you doing, man?
Catch you later, Pete. Good night.
Catch you later. I'm going to be sitting in for a few more minutes. I'll probably be heading out myself. I'll see you later, father-in-law. Have a good one.
Hey, Joker.
You.
I did schedule that gentleman. I forget his name. Raul.